All right, Shalom. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. There's GMS precepts, and there's our cut here. And real quick, I want to do a video brainstorming real quick, and I came across this definition. I think I did a video on this years ago, but I want to touch on it again. And pretty much, before I get into the definition, as you can see, is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Before I get into the definition, I want to just say, you know, one thing, let me go to the scripture here. One thing that we should be proud, happy, or pray for is to continue to allow the spirit of Yahawashi to deal with us, right? And not to be one that just loses their wits, just loses their mind, and just think of crazy shit and crazy beliefs. I mean, I've been in, I'm in a group chat with some brothers, and I've seen some examples of that daily, of how people that think they're in the truth, they just lose their fucking minds and they just start believing craziness, right? So one prayer that each brother should do is to pray that they stay in the spirit of truth, because you can easily, and I've seen examples every day, you can easily think that you're in the truth, but you're really not. And that's where the Dunning-Kruger effect, let me just read the definition, right? Dunning-Kruger effect, is this a good one? So this is Dunning-Kruger effect. It says the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias whereby people with low ability, expertise, or experience regarding low ability. I'll just read it from here because it doesn't finish here. This is from Wikipedia. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias whereby people with low ability, expertise, or experience regarding a certain type of task or area of knowledge tend to overestimate their ability or knowledge, right? Let me go to this. I have another definition here, and it explains it a little better. It occurs when this is a Dunning-Kruger effect, and like I said, pray that the Most High keeps you in the spirit of truth, and He does not allow you to believe madness, because He can easily do that, right? Definition, right? So it says, it occurs when people with low levels of knowledge, skill, or competence in a particular field overestimate their own ability and knowledge. So pretty much is thinking you know something when you really don't, right? Put differently, people who don't know what they're talking about tend to incorrectly think they do know what they're talking about. At the same time, now this definition is like a two-edged sword, right? It can mean, I'll just continue on. It says, at the same time, experts in the field may underestimate their own knowledge and competence. This part of why Dunning and Kruger's findings are similar to imposter syndrome, whereby high achievers begin to doubt their ability. So I'm not speaking on that spectrum or that end of the definition. I'm speaking on the other end, where it's pretty much talking about people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but they think they do, right? Let me scroll down here. It breaks it down again. It says, in other words, when someone, let me just, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the point. In other words, when someone who doesn't know when someone doesn't know what they don't know, they are prone to overestimate their knowledge. It has been described colloquially, I think that's how that word is, as dumb people who do not realize they are dumb. Okay, so that's what I want to stress on. Dumb people who do not realize they are dumb. So that's part of the definition that I want to focus on, right? Just pray. So, you want to pray, constantly pray to Yahawashi that you don't be one of these people, right? You don't want to think you know something as far as the scriptures, and you really don't. Because the Most High can easily, the scriptures say, choose your delusions. And He can choose a strong one too. Let me get to some scriptures here. Let me go to Ephesians, right? Ephesians 4:14. It says that we henceforth be known. Let me start at 13. You know what? Let me start at 11. Ephesians 4:11, right? And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Yahawashi. So this is the reason why he gave us teachers, right? Teachers, pastors, prophets, right? It's for the edifying of Yahawashi, right? Till we all come in the unity of faith and of the knowledge of the Son of the Most High, unto a perfect man, onto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahawashi, right? So here's a point. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness whereby they lie wait to deceive, but speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Yahawashi. So the point is this verse. It says that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, right? So we don't want to believe one thing one day and then the next year you believe something totally different, right? Like you have that group that every year the definition or the meaning of the MOTB changes. It's like a damn remix. They do like Bad Boy, they're like Puff Daddy. They constantly do remixes of what the MOTB is in Revelation 13. But starting with our apostles on down and here at GMS, we stayed consistent with the meaning and the breakdown of the MOTB. Meanwhile, you have other groups, they constantly change. You see? They're their followers, as well as themselves, they're being carried away with every wind of doctrine. You see? But what did the Lord say through the spirit of Paul? What did he say that we should do to those? 2 Thessalonians 3:6. Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Yahawashi, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not after the tradition which ye have received of us, right? Because there's a teaching, there's a correct breakdown. There's only one truth. There isn't multiple truth. There isn't multiple meanings per se to the definition or the meaning of the MOTB, right? Prophecies, and we're gonna see it, man. I mean, you see Esau, they're working. You see they got the what is it? The Fed is it the Fed Now app? They're getting rid of Cash App. We're slowly transitioning to a CBDC, and it's plain as day for those that are meant to see it. If you can't see that the CBDC that they're trying to implement here, not only here in America but worldwide, is what the scriptures refer to in Revelation, the 13th chapter, as a MOT to the B to C hip. If you can't see that, that's the Lord blinding you. The Lord doesn't want you to see it, right? So just constantly, and I'm gonna do it as well because I'm speaking it, and it's a scary thing when you see people that once had the truth and they just don't got it. Or once had the truth and they're just gone. They just disappear. You don't see them anymore, right? So that's one prayer. That's pretty much the spirit of the video. Constantly praying to not have lose your wits and not suffer from the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Once again, which is basically to think you know something when you really have no fucking clue. Okay? So that's pretty much it. Only you brothers and sisters are edified. Till the next show, shalom.